Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have another interesting video, this time in Ford 2004 Ford Lightning ECM with a very common long crank no start. This actually is a little deeper than that. This is a customer that from Florida, J&D. This is your computer, Dean. They send this computer to somebody else, and I guess after I don't know, a period of time, the guy said that they cannot repair it. I can see a sticker in here, which I'm not going to, show it up because I don't want to be promoting any other companies. But so they contact me. It's like, Mike, can you please help us because we need to fix this computer and get a truck running. I said, well, I don't really like to work in computers that have been in another facilities for what you probably already have seen in multiple of my videos. It is just destruction by destruction by destruction when they don't know what they're doing and they just keep trying to solve it and they just make the problem bigger. Hopefully it's not the case in here. All right, I changed a little bit of here. And so I want to show you now I have the loads for the full probe here, and instead of hiding behind here, I have to spend, I don't know, maybe 10 hours to rewire these boxes in order to be able to show you. And I got a little bit of a bracket or something in here that I can set them up both in here. This is going to stay there. I can just unplug the one connected that I have in here and then connect the other computer. So I make everything work out really well, and hopefully you will be able to see when the computers are running. These computers, they have the pads on the instrument cluster. And so I have my own instrument cluster and my own key. Keep going into that side. So I have, as you see, connected my key reader and the key and then my cluster over to the computer with, with the harness that I have created here. So everything is looking good as far as that. So let me put the, I want to put the meter. The computer is powered up. I'm going to put the full probe, which we're going to use to run the car, and also the scanner. So I have the scanner in there. Yes, I can see everything in here. So I'm going to just go over to the scanner on my screen. I have not connected the SUS to here. So let's do a scanner ID. I have already do the parameter reset so I can run this computer with my cluster if everything is good. The last digits on this computer is A073. And as you can see, it's a 2004 Ford Lightning Supercharged, and that is correct. All right, let's go over to Engine, and let's go over to Codes menu first. Let's go over to the memory codes and see what we got here. I mean, nothing besides injectors and coils is connected. We got theft detected, engine disabled. So let's, because if it is here, the coils should fire, not the injectors, right? So let's try to erase this and see if it goes away because, like I said, I have already done the parameter reset. And if you see that the cluster is not blinking, if we have anti-theft, that should be blinking. All right, let's go into memory codes. It still shows the 1260. Let me see, pending codes, no codes present. So might that be just memory? Let me do, I just cleared the codes. This is interesting on the 1260. Let's go over to the instrument cluster since we're seeing that. Let's see here. Memory codes. We have no anti-theft. So there is nothing that passes. Let's go over to the instrument cluster to see right here the data bits and see if we have this will show us if the PCM ID is okay, and if we have received a if it's a master key present right here. So we got master key present, the paths type is coded, PCM verified, no. Okay, so we have not verified the PCM. No, but it says PCM ID stored, yes. PCM verified, no. So let's cycle the key. I'm going to just turn the key off. Yeah, the light is okay. Now you see what it says now, PCM verify on. Hopefully you can see that white hand moving. So that might be the problem that we were having. Not sure. Maybe the ignition wasn't set up properly. All right, so let's go back to the engine. Let's go back to the codes, memory codes. And we should be able now to erase the 1260. So let's clear this code. Yes. Okay, so we got no anti-theft. That was just, I don't know, maybe I didn't cycle the key properly. All right, I'm going to go over to data display. The only thing that I really want to show is RPMs. So I think it's also an accessories. We can see the battery voltage and the RPM. I think in here, if I remember properly or correctly. Yes, we have the RPMs. M key, master key, no. I'm going to inject RPM through here. Forgot what signal I have. I have signal 7, which is for higher RPMs, which is okay. So let's start with 1,000. Yeah, but we got nothing. So we are injecting, and hopefully you can see in the cluster, nothing is being recorded. So this is looking like a very common issue with the analog to digital converter, because even if the car is anti-theft protected, the RPM should be reading, and we should have coils. And I'm going to prove that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this computer off. You can see the markings on this computer here. I'm going to power everything off right now. And I'm going to disconnect this computer. So let me move you over to the other capture. Yes, you can see well there. So I'm going to unplug, and I'm going to keep that computer there. So this is one of my computers, fully fixed, and I know it's 100% repair. One second, guys. Sorry, guys, I got a call. So, all right, so I got my computer connected. Let's power everything on. And, oh, I need to move you over to here. All right, so now you can see the theft light is on steady. It's not blinking because the cluster has the key programmed to it. But if we go back to the engine, the scanner is trying to connect again. Since we power everything off, it's going to take a little longer, but let's just wait for the scanner to connect. I can turn this on just to get everything ready to go, and hopefully the scanner connects shortly. So even though the anti-theft is on, if I go over to the fault codes in the anti-theft, we will see like a PCM verification not done. We should see always RPM on the cluster, and I'm going to show you that. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to connect. I mean, this is on. I'm going to plug it from here. One more time, if that helps. I just heard a beep of connecting Bluetooth wise with that. Okay, finally did. Yeah, all right, so as you can see now, I have to go back to the scanner, and it says yes, that now we have a different PIN number. You can see that now we have 4562. Yeah, so that's a different computer. Scamming communication must be stopped to proceed. Okay, so yes, why? Because we are now in a different engine, in a different vehicle. The scanner is noticing that. Okay, so it's attempting now a communication to the new module that we are connected to. Again, you can see the B number in there, 4562, and that is the bean that is on that computer. All right, so let's go over to the engine as we did before. Codes menu, memory codes, and we should have not the 1262, which I think it was. Yeah, you see we got the 1260. So it's a different full code. I think if we go over to the cluster, which we can go very quickly, no matter what, the communication is very quickly here. Memory codes. I'm just going really quickly. It says receive data, that's not much. So yeah, that's it. So we have what is a PCM that is not, program, or all you need to do if you ever receive that is a parameter reset. It's pretty easy to do, pretty quick to do with Hotel. All right, so we're going to go over to data display and accessories, the same place we were before. And we're going to select RPMs. I also want to show you here that it still says M key no, but that will not affect me. I don't know why it's saying that in there, because it is, the master key is present. All right, so let me go over to the full probe and then now put RPMs. And we can see, we got RPMs. And what I did now with this new setup is I also connected the signals from the coils to the full probe. Now you can see two spark plugs on the screen being fired. You see that is actually nice. I like that from this tool, because if I move, this capture, you can see if I move my microphone, the lights of those loads being fired. So the coils are firing, no injectors. And in the screen right now here on the green area, that's a full probe. You have 4 injectors next to the coils and they're not firing. And the reason they're not firing is because I have not made with the parameter reset this computer, and I can do it really quickly and it runs, but I know that works. But as you can see, I can read then on the instrument cluster, I can see RPMs. I'm going to cover that light so you can see that good in there. So we got the RPMs in there. And we can see the response from the computer by the spark. So that is a good working computer. So definitely J&D, Dean, I can definitely reproduce the concern. Let's see now what I find on this computer. All right, so I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I finished the repairs on the module. I keep going over to the side to do this. All right, so you can see now the computer open, and definitely I'm not going to zoom in because I can definitely see already companies trying to copy what I do, but they're not going to be. That's what I just show a portion, because, I can see that they replaced some of the components that I have mentioned in my videos, but the secret sauce you're not going to get. That's my secret sauce, is being hours and hours of like putting into correct this. And I am the only expert that I can say that I know these boards. I mean, as long as it's not a hole through that is damaged to no repair, I can do anything with these computers and fix pretty much everything. All right, so, well, as you can see, it's already open. So, yeah, I think this is probably the best view. I'm going to, it's power up. So I'm going to go back. And we're going to deselect the engine, because we got now the wrong computer, right? Because I was with my computer when we first, when I stopped the video. So let's reconnect. We're going to click 4 and automatic ID. So we can see again his bin number, which is A something, right? Yeah, A073. I also want to get 1 second, guys. Just want to show, on the video that my computer is here. So that has nothing to do with his computer, because they have pretty much the same URB1 code. And they might be, yeah, these two computers are exactly the same. These are for 2003, 2002 to 2004. The URB1 can be used on the Ford Lightnings. And I had this one completely fixed and fully repaired. I mean, I'm not going to just put that in there, but yeah. So again, my computer. All right, so, but yeah, we can see his B number, and this computer is married to my cluster now. So this is already done. All right, so let's go into engine, data display. Yes, you guys are watching everything in there. Perfect. We're going to accessories. I'm just going to select the RPM pit as I did before. Remember, this computer wasn't running at all. So I'm just going to select the RPM. So wait, yeah, we can see it in there. And let's go over to the full probe. I'm going to turn the ignition on and then put like 1,000 RPMs. And voila. Now we can see injection and a spark. And this is what I like about having the full probe like this, because sometimes it's a little hard, even if I change, you know, the camera view. I move you guys to here. I mean, you can see, myself, I can probably put that in there like that. Myself, I can see everything. And if I bring this up, you will see the other lights blinking in there. I have the 8 coils and the 8 injectors all connected and fire in order, completely correct to this computer. So everything is working 100%. So this is no doubt the computer is fully repaired. And now I can bring the RPM down. Let's bring it down to like, 700 RPMs or so. But yeah, we can see all the injectors and everything working 100%. So I'm going to turn this off, put the ignition back on, and run it once again. And we can see instantly injectors and coils, everything working again. I'm going to bring the idle down, and you can see, well, no, not in this capture, but on this capture, you can see the instrument closer showing RPMs that we didn't have before, no matter what I did. And this is what I said, this was not about anti-theft or anything. This was definitely the problem inside the computer, but it is fixed. All right, guys, thank you so much. J&D Dean, thank you so much for trusting my Salazar Diagnostics. If you have a Ford Lightning, pretty much any Fords, I am your expert. You will be in the best hands. No guessing, no nothing. I know what I need to do. I don't damage any boards, and I fix 100% all those computers. I have all parts in stock, so it's pretty a small delay in your downtime on a car when you send a computer like this. I have take my time late yesterday to rewire my full probe to get these loads accessible, so you can see not just on the screen, you can see the loads, because as it's definitely a nice setup, and I like to use it. I mean, I have my Mark 50 and I have my other big simulators in here and the other MST small one in there. I use all the tools. I get very busy. Sometimes I'm running 3 or 4 computers at a time. So yeah, this is I need to be very quick and very good with my diagnosis. All right, guys, thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.